This is going to be short, sweet, and I'm going to hit as many points as I possibly can about short sales and how to protect your clients and how to get short sales done properly. Wait till the end. I got basically five main tips I'm going to give you. I call them my secrets, honestly. My five main secrets to how I've been successful closing short sales. We closed a short sale today on Biscayne Boulevard here in Clear Lake. It's like Clear Lake area, Houston, Texas area. We've done this a lot, done dozens and dozens of them, and I want to get down to it because this is very important information. Why is this important information? Number one, we have just come out of a whole lot of people on forbearance, right? For their mortgages because of COVID. Number two, we've had a lot of people with job loss who've fallen behind, and there's been a lot of eviction and foreclosure moratoriums. So we are going to see an influx of distressed home sellers, homeowners that are going to need help avoiding the foreclosure process. So you really want to know about this. I did create another video you can watch in the list of videos about all the ways to avoid foreclosure. This video is specifically about short sales. You don't want to miss this entire video. Stay to the end, watch it all. So I'll get straight into it. Number one, get an authorization letter. So you'll need an authorization letter that says my real estate agent has the authority to speak with my lender on my behalf on matters of my loan. It's going to need their name, the loan number, and some basic numbers of their social security number. You're going to need to send that into their short sale department. You're probably going to have to send it in about 5 times. We've had to send it in 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They end up getting lost. Like mortgage companies, especially short sale departments, are notorious for losing paperwork. So we send that in as many times as we can, probably about 3, 4, 5 times in a day. And on that same day, you want to get on the phone with your seller or your homeowner and get them to give you typically it's a 24-hour, sometimes it's a 5-hour. Different companies do 2 days, 3 days a week. Some of them can do it permanently over the phone. But what it is an authorization to speak to the bank on your owner's behalf. So you want to make sure you get that done as soon as possible. You want to get that authorization because you've got to collect a lot of data and a lot of information from the mortgage company. Like, have they already got a foreclosure date? How late and how far behind are they on the payments? What is owed? Has it been escalated to an attorney? Like all these things you want to get taken care of. And you also want to open the line of communications to let the bank know, I'm a professional. I'm going to be dealing with you. We are going to do everything we can. We stop this foreclosure and short sale because a short sale is good for your homeowner because it avoids foreclosure. It's also good for the bank because the actual foreclosure process is pretty expensive when it comes to attorneys and all that stuff being tossed in, and actually finalizing the foreclosure is pretty expensive to a bank. So they want to work it out with you too. Just know that one of the number one keys I'm going to tell you is communication. You don't want your homeowner to dodge and not communicate with the bank. They need to communicate. If they get any paperwork, they need to give it to you. When you're dealing with the bank, after you get the authorization letter, turning in your paperwork is going to be a lot like applying for a whole nother loan, but it takes more paperwork. So imagine if you don't know this process, but if you're trying to do a loan modification, it takes a lot of paperwork. Short sales very similar. Or if you're just applying for a loan as real estate agents, you already know loan paperwork is it's pretty intense. There's a lot of paperwork to it. So you're going to have to turn in all your paperwork as far as they're going to ask for bank statements, W-2s most of the time, all these things. They're also going to ask for a hardship letter, which right now shouldn't be hard because of COVID. It should be easy to prove hardship on your homeowner's behalf. They're going to ask for income statements. They're also, so one of the most important parts to it is you want to turn in the paperwork with an actual offer from a buyer. So typically what I do is I have an investor on standby. We submit an offer with all the paperwork. We also go to the title company and get a preliminary HUD, a preliminary closing statement. We package all those documents. We send it over to the bank, and at first you're dealing with what's called a first negotiator. Typically, that first negotiator is walking you through all your paperwork getting turned in. Typically, depends on what bank, you'll begin then once you've got all your paperwork in and the negotiation starts, they'll send you to a second negotiator. That person will really talk about all the numbers. So the reason why you submit that offer with the property is because the banks usually won't even begin negotiation talking with you unless you have all that documentation. Now they have your offer, they have all the paperwork we're talking about, they're looking at everything. And if you write an offer that's pretty low because it's an investor, or you just want to see where they'll go with it, see what they'll accept, at that point they'll usually fire back and the bank will say, okay, we'll accept this price, but at this price we're only paying 2% commission or no percent commission. We also will only pay this and we'll only pay that, and your title company needs to back this fee out and whatever. Like, they have some details. They'll come up with a set of guidelines that they'll accept from that short sale. So now they give you a price and they say, okay, look, your offer was too low, but we'll accept this. So if your offer was 200, and then they say, no, we'll take 220 and we'll only pay 3% commission and blankety blank. Now you have a template and a guideline where you can officially put this property on the market with terms that you already know your bank is pretty willing to accept at this time. So now you can market it out there. You can find a proper buyer, get a real contract, make sure you have all your short sale addendums, all that paperwork turned in. And at that point, you're already escalated to a second negotiator, so that next offer should move a little bit quicker. And yeah, I think that's the basics of it. But now I want to get to my top 5 like true secrets, like what I would consider like my gold of the short sale process that's helped us get the deal done. So my number one top secret or top tip for you is understand this: squeaky wheel gets the oil. Don't call once a week or once a month and check in. No, you need to be calling at least 2 times a week to stay on top of that negotiator's mind, to stay in a conversation, to make sure your paperwork is on top and your file is getting worked on, right? If not, and too much time goes by or you get forgotten about, they'll toss it out and they'll ask you for a whole new group of paperwork, and then you're kind of screwed, right? That's the number one tip. Squeaky wheel gets you old. Keep in communication with the bank, big time. Have your people communicate with the bank as well if they get any documents turned over to you. That's a big one. This is one of the things a lot of people don't realize, is that when you start the short sale process, the bank will now no longer take any payments. Now, when I say all these different things, guys, I need you to understand, disclaimer, it could have changed. It could be different. Every bank is different. With the lending, it's all different. This is based on my experience, and this has been truthful on many, many different short sales. But understand that they get to stay in the house with no payments. Like, the bank will not accept payments. So the short sale we closed today was a listing I picked up in February of 2020, and we are May 15, 2021. So we're talking 15 months to get this short sale closed. We went through 3 different contracts. This bank made it hard on us, but we busted our butt and we got it done. And our seller actually gave us an amazing review on Google, which was awesome. So know that your people actually get to stay in the house with no payments, which is it's really good for them because they get to get caught back on some of the other bills, and maybe they get stashed a little bit of money. But it's also, if they're occupying the property, it usually will deter the bank from foreclosing a whole lot quicker, and they'll also give you a better opportunity to actually go through the short sale process because somebody's occupying the property on a homestead, which is a big deal. Number 3, top secret tip is, this is important because there's a human element to it. You're dealing with someone who's distressed. You're dealing with someone who's losing their property. And this is my conversation I have with them. And I say, look, here's the deal. Because most of the time, this is hardworking, middle-class Americans who fell on hard luck and just need our attention, and they need us to help them out of the situation. And they need some lifting up. And I say, look, here's the deal. There's a lot of people that use the government for welfare, right? You're not that person. You've been working your butt off. You're middle class. You may have fell on hard times, but you're a hardworking American. And then you have the upper class or the higher ups, which they file bankruptcy as corporations. They abuse every kind of loophole with taxes, and they really take advantage. So a company that files bankruptcy writes off millions and billions and trillions of dollars of debt. So you have the welfare part, and then you have this part, which is the huge companies writing off debt. And you as a middle American, you feel bad about this. And you kind of walk them through it and you say, look, I get it. You feel bad. Because I've actually had people that were going through that foreclosure short sale process that they seemed almost suicidal at times. And you have to walk them through that conversation to say, look, A home is where your heart is. Just because you're losing this house, and we're going to help you get out of it, we're going to fix this, and we're going to get you in a better situation. We're going to get you back on top, and this is not the end of the world. And you got to have those real heartfelt conversations, because sometimes it's very painful for them. That's secret number 3. Secret number Actually, this is number 4. This is probably the last one right here. But this is one of the things people don't realize. So in the short sale process, almost every bank I've ever dealt with has this rule: the seller cannot make a penny and they cannot lose a penny. So at closing, they can't make a penny profit on it, and they cannot lose a penny. So they're not going to charge them $5, $10, $100, $5,000, and they're not going to lose a penny. The other part of understanding about short sales, which I would call this my 5th secret, is understand that when they close a short sale, if the bank was owed $200,000 and you sell it for $175,000 because that's the only price a consumer would pay, that's a $25,000 deficit right there. The mortgage company may come back and hit your person with $25,000 worth of taxable income. I'm not an IRS agent. I'm not an accountant, but I'm telling you, I've seen this happen in the past. I've also seen banks just call the debt a complete loss and not hit your person with a $25, $50, or whatever $1,000 loss on their taxes to be seen as income. But that's something you need to know. This is part of that conversation for the short sale process. With that being said, guys, I hope this was a great educational piece for you guys. As real estate agents, we need to be prepared for the markets that are coming, and the market is coming tells us that we will see some distressed homeowners that are going to need our help, and short sales is an absolute way to help those people out and get them out of the situation and help them to avoid a foreclosure so they can take their life to the next level, and repair it and get back in the future. I have another video down the line that is all the ways from loan modification to deed in lieu of foreclosure that you can help people that are in distressed situations, foreclosures. I hope this video helped you guys. It's another session of Agents Empowering Agents. My name is Ozzy Mayers. I'm with the AskOzzy.com real estate team with eXp Realty. My whole goal is to help agents get out there and just live their best life, to be able to service their clients at a whole new level, and just accomplish the things they need to accomplish to run an amazing business. And if you have any more questions about short sales and the way that we process and things we've done, please reach out to me. I can help you with that. Or one thing you may want to do is, if it's your first couple short sales and you don't want, because you're in a risky situation, you don't want to lose these people's house and feel like you could have done better, you may want to get a short sale expert. I will help you, or whatever. You may want to refer to a short sale expert and tell the short sale expert, hey, I'm going to work with you side by side. Let's work a deal out on the commission, and I want to learn how to do this process, and I want to make sure I don't lose these people's house because of something I didn't know. But these are just great tips, guys, and I hope this helps. Y'all have an amazing day. Handle your business. Like our YouTube page. Subscribe. Like our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and keep coming back from work, because I'm going to keep on sharing everything I know about real estate with as many people as possible, as many people will listen. My coach, John Cheplack, gave me this order, and this is what I'm doing, because you can't outgive God. Y'all have an amazing day. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.